What's up? This is the Objective Jerk. You're listening to the Objective Jerk, and I am said jerk. Ooh, that's better. That's how I need to do it. You're listening to the Objective Jerk, and I am said jerk. Yes, okay. So much better than how I did it before. What's up? How's everybody doing? I'm going to talk about immigration, illegal aliens, and the retarded take of Joe Rogan. I love Joe Rogan, but, he doesn't always have the best takes on stuff. He's still very liberal. But, he's open to discussion and open to, I guess some critics in a way, not to not people that are commenting on whatever. But anyway, before I get into that though, this episode is brought to you by nobody. All right. So I'm just chugging along, doing whatever. I'm still checking up on what's going on because of what I'm about to talk about. But I'm staying away from. I watch a couple people, but the big political channels and this and that I stopped following, and just I'm trying to not get into politics because, like I said, it doesn't matter. Jesus matters. It doesn't matter Republican, Democrat. America's gonna fail someday anyway. As great as the Constitution is, it's not perfect. Freedom of religion doesn't work. It just doesn't. Yeah. Anyway. So kids are back in school, thank goodness. Get them up, get them to school. My wife is still doing her cooking classes to be, a certified chef. She's killing it because she's a great cook. She got a new vehicle, which I think I talked about. Mitsubishi Expander, I think. Cross is what it is. Nice car. Good. So she has a good, reliable car. I don't have to worry about her calling me, oh, it's not doing this or whatever. Then I got the old 2011 Nissan truck, which is badass. Still needs work, but I'm working on it. Good truck for me. Can go mountain biking and whatever. And so then it's rainy season right now. This week or 2 days ago, it was raining pretty good. Like nonstop. Drizzle, heavy drizzle. Now it's not raining, but then like the driveway and the areas around the house are just algae, mold looking. So, and my pressure washer broke. So I had to borrow, last time I pressure washed the area, I had to borrow my wife's cousin's, but I guess his is broken now. So we went and bought one. It's not really what I had in mind. I mean, I guess it's decent, supposedly. That's what the people said, but I've talked about how the customer service here in the Philippines sucks, and you go to like a hardware store and people don't really know anything about the product you're trying to buy. They're like, which one's good? Oh, this one. They picked the most expensive one. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I don't know. It's just, so when she's like, oh, they said this has good pressure, but it's like a short nozzle, and I'm just like, man, I don't know. So I'm going to try it, find out, do my father-in-law's house first, because it gets slippery, because the algae on there, right now it's not bad, but then when it starts to rain, man, it gets slick. So, I'm going to go do his house, actually, as soon as I'm done here doing this podcast, and then, once I'm done with that, depending on how I feel, I'm going to come and do mine. But I'm going to go to the gym with my son later when my wife gets off of school. So I don't know. We'll see. I might do my house tomorrow. But that's what's going on with me. Living in the Philippines. Expat life. Living the dream. Living the dream. All right. So now on to the immigration and ICE cracking down, Yes, that's what we all voted for, even though I don't live in the States now. And technically, I'm like an immigrant, alien, whatever, over here in the Philippines. But I did it the right way. I had to do the process, and I'm paying. I mean, it was easy for me to come here. I'm married to a Filipino. She was dual citizen. Or no, she was American citizen because she got her citizenship like she should in the States. And when we got here, she got dual. And then I have like some alien card thing that I have to renew like every 3 months or something. But that's how you do it, right? It's just, and I'm so tired of the left just trying to they just try and change. The left is always trying to change history, the present, because they want to change the future. And they're taking illegal alien, and then it's an immigrant now. No, it's not. An immigrant is somebody who came over legally, did the process, and now lives in the States. Somebody that's born in another country and then goes through the correct process to live in the States and work towards being a citizen. They are immigrants, not people that cross over illegally. So shut the fuck up, you retarded left-wing dipshits. So tired of this crap. They're not immigrants. They're illegal aliens, okay? So annoying. And then, okay, so then there's that. And then, so, ICE was cracking down on getting all the illegals. And then, like, Joe Rogan's like, why are they going to Home Depot and going and getting the whatever, this and that? It's like, look, it's like, they should only focus on the ones with the criminal records. It's like, if you came over illegal, you're a criminal. I'm doing the Joe Biden. I'm going to whisper. You're a criminal, okay? You came over illegal, you're a criminal. Maybe you don't have a record because, you're not in the system. They don't know about you yet. But you're a fucking criminal, okay? Calm down. So then, obviously ICE and them are going to focus on the individuals who are actually continuing to commit crime in the States and being a burden on the society. Not the individual who's your gardener and working at Home Depot and working underneath a table to do this, whatever. They're going after the bigger criminal. But if they go and get that criminal and there's a bunch of illegals around him, whether they're evil or not, they're going to get taken. They're going to get deported because they're illegal. Okay? And then all these left people, I want to help. Oh, I don't know what to do. Dude, pay for their paperwork and the process to get them back in the States. Set up some sort of fund. Say, hey, if you want to be an immigrant and you want to come into the States the right way, and you need help to pay for everything, then that's what you do. That's how you do it. It's like, I understand back in the day when you had Ellis Island, all you had to do was get on a ship and you got transported over. It was so easy, but that was back then. Yes, America was built by immigrants. I mean, technically we're all immigrants because we, for the alien or the Native Americans, Indians, whatever bullshit you want to say. But it's not stolen land. Every piece of dirt and rock on this planet has been stolen by someone else. Okay? That's how people fight for land and get this and that, and then we end up with what we got. Okay? Indians, I love the Native American culture and all that kind of stuff, but they were a weaker, whatever. They didn't make it. It's just like anything else. All over the world. So I'm tired of this like stolen land, all this stupid retarded shit that the left, they're just stupid. They're uninformed. And the reason why I can say this and I know this is because I used to think the same thing. I did. Because I let movies influence my opinion. And music when I was a kid. And I was like, yeah, man. I've talked, it's just so retarded. It's like a police officer is writing. No, let me see. Okay, hold on. Trying to think of a good. Come on. Jeez. I'm trying to think of a good analogy. Okay. Okay, it's kind of like busting up like a mob casino or something, right? Or you're going after a mobster who kills people, does all kinds of stuff, right? You go into his place to arrest the mobster, but then you have a bunch of people there that are doing like illegal gambling or something. It's not as bad as murder or whatever, but they're still doing something illegal. Guess what? They're going to go to jail. Okay. It's just, that's the way it is. ICE is not actively focusing on, the guy who's just clipping your grass and doing whatever. But if he happens to get in the way, if they're going to check, he's legal, you got to go, And it's like, oh, they pay taxes. And they send most of their money back to their country. Okay. It's just like here, like nurses. It's so ridiculous. Here in the Philippines, one of the highest job, the most, what am I trying to say? The job, the most, brain farting. The most in demand job, here in the Philippines is nursing. But the thing is they don't pay their nurses shit. The hospital system here is shit. So what do? They get their degree here, and then they go to the States and they work as a nurse, and they send most of their money back here. So many families here don't really work. They got a new car, and it's like, what's going on? It's because they have a family member in the States that sends half or more of their check to support the people here, So the money that illegals make in the States, it doesn't go back into the economy. I mean, some of it does, but a lot of it goes back to support their family from where they came from. It's like, why is the left so stupid? Why was I so stupid? Why is Joe Rogan so stupid sometimes? Because he's getting there. You see him kind of like, oh yeah, he's starting to realize it a little bit, but it's like, yeah, his comments about, oh, what? It's like, dude, it's just common sense. And it's just people that haven't really lived life, It's like you can't just, hey, you can't be here illegal. Oh, well, you're okay. You can stay. But you got to go. Well, what about me? What? How come he gets this? I didn't do that. How come? You're just opening up like a big can of worms. It's like I don't know, working at like a daycare, and you have all the kids in an area, and you have like a little fridge that's got some little juice boxes, right? You're like, nobody can get a juice box. Nobody. But then you let one kid do it. Well, how come he can have it? Well, he helped me do this. Well, what? You know what I mean? It's just like, it has to be a blanket. Nobody. If you're illegal, get out. Then help get all these stupid liberals and all these movie stars that are like crying about it. Have them donate to a fund that process these people. And when they process them, they kind of, okay, this person, that's why they did the self what do you call it? People could just leave themselves without, they self-deport, right? You self-deport, you report, hey, I've been living here. They look at your record. I mean, I don't know. I'm just, but because I don't work for this, but, then they can get in the system. This is a good person. They're whatever, this and that. Okay, they can get on this list, right? But it costs money to get it done. So it's like, that's what you pay money towards, is to help people come in. The people that really, do contribute. But the thing is too, is like, you can't, it's like, you want to come in, you want to be here and whatever, that's great. But you can't send all your money back to Mexico or wherever they came from. You know what I mean? Like, that needs to kind of be a rule too. It's like, you can only send so much money. You know what I mean? Because it's just, what's the point? So they're just taking our money. It's just, it doesn't help the economy. It's like, here, if you want to support your family, maybe bring a few more over. We can help you, whatever. There's ways to do it, but it's like, you can't, if you came over illegally, you got to get out. That's just the way it is. Sorry, but, come up with a system. Come up with a better system. Hire more people to process for immigration so they can process people quicker, and then get these dumb, retarded, famous people donate money to pay for their process so they can become an immigrant. not an illegal alien, and then maybe work towards being a citizen.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks again for listening to The Objective Jerk. I greatly appreciate it. If you could like, subscribe, comment on wherever you're finding this, and you can also email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. So hope you're enjoying it, and please continue on with the episode. You know, they should all work towards being a citizen of the States of America. That's how it should be. You know, my wife did it. She came over legally. Her father and her brother came over first, I think. He joined the army, and then she got, an alien, some card. And then I met her, and then we got married. And I would say maybe 10 years. It took like 10 years, but she got her citizenship. That's how it should be. Blanket all across the board. And if you talk to anybody like my wife who did it legally in the right way, they agree. They're like, yeah, they shouldn't be coming over. It's like, no. If I had to do it, if I can do it, then everyone else can do it. It's just, you gotta be a little patient. Start GoFundMe. Liberals will donate to anything now. You got the fucking black kid that stabbed the white kid at the track meet, and they were asking for money, and they got like $500,000 paying a murderer. God, that's awesome. So liberals will donate money to the most ridiculous, dumbass shit. So if you're just like, hey, I'm back in Mexico, I need to raise some money to get back in, I'm sure they'll do it because they're stupid. I mean, that's better. I'd so much rather have people donate to a fund to help a good person who's trying to come into the States than the stupid kid that stabbed the other kid. Self-defense. Oh my God. Don't even get me started with that crap. See, I'm really avoiding that one. I see a lot of videos talking about it. I'm not even watching it. I don't even care. When it's all said and done, I just want to know if he went to prison or not. He better go to prison, though. He better do, you can't let somebody, there is no, no, sorry. No. With all the video and all the eyewitness accounts, it's not like he was surrounded by a bunch of guys and they were kicking the shit out of him. It wasn't like he was Rodney King getting beat by a bunch of people and he pulls out a knife and stabs one. That would be, okay, yeah, okay, I get it. I mean, not so much police, but like if there's a bunch of people surrounding him, kicking him and hitting him with, sticks and poles or whatever, he's actually in fear for his life, pulls out a knife, stabs one of them, and they all take off. Okay, that would be justified. But what happened? Him bringing a knife to the school, so he is premeditated. It's like he was trying to start. Oh, do it again, do it again, do it again. So he pushed him or whatever. And then so he gets stabbed. It's like, come on, man. No, sorry. He's a murderer and he needs to go to jail. I don't care what color he is. I don't care what color the victim was. It was not self-defense. Sorry. Man, I'm only at 18 minutes. I feel like I've been talking forever. What else is going on? Shit. Man, that's kind of it. I'm so tired of... Let's see what else. What else? Superman movie. Anybody going to see the Superman movie? I think it looks like shit. And then I watch... The trailers, I had no interest at all. Like, it's just not for me. It's made for children. You know what I mean? So there's lots of little kids that are going to grow up and this will be their, oh man, Superman movie. And that's fine. Whatever. I think it looks like shit. So I have no interest in it, Again, I'm not really interested in much as far as, movies and everything nowadays. But, yeah, I was just like, whatever. So I watch, people talk about it. I watch them do the spoilers and they tell the whole story. They show some clips and whatever. And it's just like, God, it looks like trash. I'm just like, I'm glad. I will never watch it. I haven't even seen the Batman because I just was like, the dude, I just didn't like the whole take on it. There were aspects that sound good, but I I just didn't like, you know, it's not my thing. I'd much rather watch the other ones. I'd much rather watch George Clooney, which is kind of like the new Superman, I guess. Very campy and cartoony. That's the thing is they're like, oh, it's like watching a comic book. It's like the pages coming to life. It's like, well, if you want a comic book, read the fucking comic book. I want to watch a film. You know what I mean? I don't want to watch a comic book as a film so much. You know what I mean? Unless they take, like, I like it when they kind of, I liked Sin City. I mean, it's not something I can watch over and over again. And I like 300, which I've seen a couple times. I own it, but I can't watch it like all the time. But I did like the visuals and how they made it. They followed a comic. You know what I mean? Or what do you call it? What do you call the longer comics? I have. Anyway, but trying to make like a movie look like a comic, I think just for me it doesn't work. It just, I don't know, especially for like Superman. And then what I've heard about from people that seen it, how Superman, it's like, oh, no, absolutely not. Just not, it's just, it's not made for me. I like Man of Steel. Man of Steel, is it perfect? No, but it's pretty damn good. And like I said before, I didn't like Superman. Really. Whatever. I didn't care much for him until I saw Man of Steel. I remember Superman Returns. I remember watching it. I think I watched it in Iraq. And, it was cool. I didn't like that he was just basically a carbon copy of Christopher Reeves. I don't know. And then I was, like I said, I was never a huge I remember watching the Superman films as a kid. They were entertaining, but it just, I don't know. I never liked the gee golly, ho hum, I'm a good person, oh, I'm here, kind of thing for Superman. It just, I don't know. It was never my thing. So Man of Steel, though, was kind of better. I thought, Man of Steel was, I like the realistic takes of comic books. You know what I mean? If I want the comic book, I'll read the comic book. If I'm going to see a movie based off the comic book, I want to see a movie that's a little more grounded. It doesn't have to be, I don't mind aliens and all kinds of other shit, but it's just, I don't know. Man of Steel was like, I don't, like, when he gets, like, picked on by that truck driver and then he totally demolishes the truck, it was like, yeah, that's not Superman, but he wasn't Superman yet. He was Clark trying to find himself, you know what I mean? It's, so it's like, once he became Superman, he's not going to do any of that kind of stuff. And he'd be like, well, it's like, he's supposed to be hope and good and this and that. It's like, yeah, but you're not born that way. You got to kind of find your way. You know what I mean? It's like, and then him, I don't know. There's, like, I guess why, like, real Superman fans don't like Man of Steel. Like, I get it, I guess. I hate the trunks. So, I thought the trunks, the underwear on the outside looked stupid. And so that's why I liked Man of Steel, but they didn't. And that's how it goes. Hey, I got Man of Steel. I can watch when I want to. I'm never going to watch this Superman movie. Like, even if it's on Netflix, I ain't going to watch it. Because the Batman's on Netflix, or it was, and I didn't watch it. I just was like, it just doesn't interest me. I guess, well, I'm not the target audience. I'm old. Whatever. I think that's about it. There's a difference between illegal alien and immigrants. And if you come over illegally, you are not an immigrant. You have to go through the process, come over legally, then you get the title of immigrant. So, liberal retards, shut your fucking mouth. That's it for me. Talking a little dirty. Sorry, Jesus. Hope you guys all have a great day or week. Until next time, thanks for hanging out, and God bless. All right, bye. You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment, wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.